Okay, and before we get started, it's very important. We want to give an acknowledgement of our traditional lands. I'm tuning in here from our campus here at Rural Roads. I'm always super grateful to be here. Our campus is located on the traditional lands of the Lekwungen peoples, the Songhees and the Esquimalt nations. It's always with deep gratitude that we're on these lands where we live here, we learn here, we work, and where the past, present, and future of Indigenous and non-Indigenous students, staff, and faculty come together. So again, deeply grateful to be here with you all. All right, and today we're going to learn about our wonderful program, our MA in Intercultural and International Communication. You're here for the info session. Again, we're so glad you could take the time. My name is Ariana Konjerski. I'm an education specialist here at Rural Roads. I'm also a student at Rural Roads and an alumni from Rural Roads. Everything I share with you is from the heart. And I'm also joined by Dr. Zhenyi Li, who's a program head and the school director of the School of Communication and Culture. Zhenyi, it's nice to see you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
And also joined by Deniz Unsal, who's an associate professor and the program head for the MAIIC on-campus program. Denise, nice to see you as well.
Good morning. Thank
Hello.
you.
And also joined by Andrea Boyce, who's in enrollment services here at Rural Roads. Hey, Andrea. Yeah, thanks for taking the time as well. So all kinds of wonderful people here to give you all the best information here on the program today. And a little agenda as we get going here, just a brief overview of the Rural Roads experience if you're not yet familiar with our place in our campus. We'll give you some program overview, of course, and also admissions and how to apply. And any questions, we'll have a little slide at the end, but if you have any questions, if you want to kind of ask them throughout, you can do so in the chat. Okay. And just a few statistics to start us off here on why consider rural roads. So if you're not yet kind of familiar with us, just some statistics from our recent alumni survey that we conducted not too long ago. So 93% of our alumni say that rural roads has positively influenced their lives. I can confirm that's true. 90% of our alumni say that we provided them with the tools and knowledge for a leadership role in the workplace. One of my favorite statistics as well is 95% of people who start a program at Rural Roads will finish the program. I think that's such an amazing testament to our really amazing faculty and staff that we have here. And also half of our alumni chose Rural Roads because they could work full-time while studying as well. So very important to have that flexibility that we offer here. And some photos of our space. And we'll be touching on an on-campus program today. So if you haven't been to our campus, here's some lovely images here. So we have Hatley Castle kind of in the top left. That's been a famous movie set kind of throughout the years for films like X-Men, Deadpool, The Descendants, all kinds of really cool films and TV shows have been filmed there. So that's on our campus. We also have a variety of gardens and green space. You'll see kind of to the right, we have a photo of our Japanese garden looking very lovely in bloom in the spring, and we have all kinds of those trail spaces and garden spaces here. We also have our Esquimalt Lagoon. You'll see that's just to the bottom left here. That's a migratory bird sanctuary that we have on campus. And we've also been doing our online and blended learning styles here at Rural Roads. Those are kind of woven through some of our programs for over 30 years now. So we've been doing that really since the beginning. That's something that we're very proud of as well. So that's just homage to that in the bottom right. And we're also proud, of course, to be an Ashoka U certified changemaker campus, actually one of about 5 in Canada. And this is really an approach that focuses on change making. As we know, Rural Roads is a university for changemakers. So this is an approach that kind of prepares students as they address the world problems, encourage others, and really act for the good of all. Okay, and at this point, I will pass it off to you, Denise and Zhenyi, for some program information. Take it away.
Thank you so much, and good morning from Victoria, from the ancestral lands of Lekwungen people. My name is Deniz Unsal. I'm the program head for the on-campus program, and I'm happy to share some information with you about this program. To start with, I can say that in today's world, I think the biggest challenges in organizations, in diplomacy, business, or nonprofit sector aren't just technical or professional, but they are really intercultural. I think miscommunication across culture costs time, trust, an opportunity. And this program at Royal Roads is designed specifically to prepare professionals to work effectively across borders, across cultures, and global systems. So this is a program which gives you the perspective, the skills, the knowledge to develop, structures, policies, strategies, spaces where this intercultural and international communication can happen effectively and appropriately. And it's not just an abstract theoretical program, it's very hands-on and applied. You work on real-world case studies involving, global organizations, multicultural teams, development, international workplaces. It just, prepares you for that kind of space. So how is the program put together? I would like to share a few words about that. It's a very flexible structure. It's composed of modules, which what we call modules. So it is composed of 4 modules. Each module offers different courses. And these modules are connected. They build upon each other. You start with the basics and then, you move into a more, let's say, layered module where you can use what you have learned in the first one, and then the third and the fourth. And so it kind of builds upon each other. And it's, as I said, it's not theoretical purely because communication is a field where we learn by doing, by observing, by practicing. So it's theory and practice hand in hand. And this gives it a high impact experiential learning structure or kind of nature. Because you learn things in class, you bring things in class to discuss, to analyze, to develop in teams new perspectives. And then at the end of all these 4 modules, this is about, I would say, maybe the 14th month or 12th month, you move into a new phase, which is you either choose to write a research paper or a learning project, take a learning project. So based on taking courses over 4 modules, at the end of that period, you make a decision, do I want to write a research paper or do I want to do a practical communication project? So then that's what you will do at the end of the program. Okay, so let's look at the next slide. Thank you. Here we can see a bit more about different modules. As I said, it starts with building a theoretical foundation. You take 2 courses which are giving you the basics, foundations in intercultural communication. It's theory, but it's also practice-based, how to look at different, scenarios or real-life examples. You then move to module 2, which is giving you more essential communication methods and skills. Based on what you have learned in module 1. Module 3 is adding on that, and you're developing your competencies. You're getting more critical perspective on, real life issues through these courses. And module 1 and module 2 is also connected with an anchor course, what we call an anchor course. It's a longer course, so it extends between across module 1 and 2. It's about 6 months long, and that's a seminar course where you're actually, reading, discussing in groups, discussing in class, writing, revising your writing. So it helps you over 6 months to kind of slowly digest and take time to write, to create podcasts, to create different outputs using technology to kind of express what you have researched and found. So it gives you skills in terms of critical analytical skills, but also allows you to use your communication skills to express a topic. And then module 4, each year we have a different set of courses. It depends on which year you entered. So in one year, it might be transforming global and local community. There are courses that are addressing more specific areas. or evolving creativity in a digital landscape. Those courses might be about specific digital ecology. So you get to experience, take courses from experts from the sector. And this module 4 actually prepares you for your research paper or your learning project because it focuses in a specific area in communication, in intercultural and international communication. Courses like health communication or migration and diaspora or social marketing or more looking at how to use social media and algorithms to communicate. So different focus courses bring in experts from the sector, so you learn from practitioners, and it gives you a deeper perspective into the field. And year 2 anchor is your research paper or the learning project. Research paper is, it's not a thesis, so you're not like writing an MA thesis, but you're writing a good, a paper based on a good research. And it takes 6 months to write that paper. So you might, choose a topic that excites you, that you would like to further follow as a, part of your career. And it requires some, secondary research, some basic interviews maybe, and you can kind of embark on that journey. Or you might decide to do a learning project in a communication field, which is based on real life cases. So you are then expected to work with an organization, and that is kind of flexibly defined. You're not doing internship or it's not employment, but you're acting as an outside consultant to understand the needs, the communication needs of that organization, and developing a communication project for them. This can be an organization here in Victoria or in Vancouver or in Canada or wherever you find that organization. So that will then be your final project. So this whole thing takes about 18 months. The other slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. So here are the names of the courses. Year 1 courses are, as I said, over 4 modules, about 12 months. And you get to learn about some foundations. You see the role of communication in social change. You see the role of communication in organizational context. You learn about research methods, which is important whether you do a research paper or a learning project. Research in communication is at the foundation of understanding, the global world, communication needs. Global Thought and Communication is a course which allows you to get a critical perspective on global communication and how our media saturated world is working, from fake news to propaganda to, nation building through communication. It gives you these multiple perspectives and critical theory. Intercultural communication competence, is very important now in organizations, from educational organizations to government to NGOs, since people from different backgrounds are working together or working with clients and beneficiaries from different cultural backgrounds. This course helps you understand how to build competencies, how to create structures in organizations. And then the seminar in intercultural setting, this is the long course, which allows you to kind of take your time to write, think, discuss, and revise and produce different outputs. Okay, so let's look at year 2 courses, the 2 final courses. Next slide, please. Yes, so this is giving us the whole picture of 18 months. Students usually arrive sometime around at end of August or early September, and the courses start about the second or third week of September. And it's non-stop train actually until the end of 18 months when they graduate a year after that September. So 18 months long program on campus. Thank you. Next slide, please. Okay. So there's in addition to the master's program, we also offer a graduate certificate, and the graduate certificate is giving you a glimpse of the master's program. You take courses, only 3 courses from this 18-month long program, which allows you to get a taste of it. And if you take these courses, you earn a graduate certificate, and it allows you to kind of understand intercultural and international communication, communicating across cultures, strategies in organizations and for social change. Some of our students stay, they want to convert this into the master's program. So after taking this graduate certificate, you might decide, well, I like it and I now want to earn a master's degree. So you might continue to the master's program. So this is kind of a test drive for some students, but for others, it's an addition to their already existing professional careers. They want to perhaps, develop some skills in their roles, in their professional roles, so they take this program. It's on campus and it follows Module 1 and Module 2 timeline. Now, just to give it a bit more about this program, again, it's not a program that trains you for one country or one job market. It really trains you to work effectively anywhere. People from different cultures must collaborate, right? We're living in very connected society now, and whether it's within Canada or outside, we need to communicate with each other. We need to learn how to move across, sectors, across boundaries. And you'll see that your classmates are not just your peers, they're also part of the curriculum. And, every discussion brings multiple cultural perspectives, which is, exactly how intercultural competence is built. We're very multicultural in our classrooms. People come from different backgrounds, different professional backgrounds, age groups, some parents, and they come from different countries, languages, religions. So that is actually, we're not just learning from books and class discussions, but lots of learning from our peers. So you will be part of a multicultural team, a truly global team in the classroom. And when you graduate, you don't leave Royal Roads with just a title, but you leave with a professional identity as intercultural and international communication specialists who have actually learned from all these different cultural backgrounds and have a good understanding of how others communicate, where you need to develop further your skills. It's a good place to learn how good you are as a communicator, build your skills, build your network basically across the world, because you are part of a cohort that comes from different parts of the world. So that's all I wanted to say. Maybe there are some questions, and in the room I have our school director, Dr. Zhenyi Li. Perhaps Zhenyi, would you like to add anything?
Not that it's this moment, but I'd really like to see our audience if you have any questions, and we can answer. Or if you like to review the slides Denise showed you before.
Yeah, we can take some questions, maybe about the program, courses. Our faculty is also very multicultural, so it's not only our students, but also you learn from very diverse faculty from different backgrounds, from different cultural backgrounds, professional backgrounds, and all connected in the industry, in the communications field. So, it's always good to have that networking possibility.
Yeah,
Well,
you also can, leave your question in the chat box. If I understand some of you, maybe you're taking your lunch break and not convenient to turn your video audio on, you can type.
Yeah, thanks so much. Kim's asking, will you receive the recorded session? Yes, of course. We'll send it to everybody who has registered, Kim, the whole recording. Yeah. Um, okay, and thanks, Andrea. Yeah, you're putting your link for one-on-one session. I'll include that in our follow-up as well. If it's okay with everybody, I can keep going with some how to apply information, and then that way, if people have questions, we could jump back into those as they come through. But this might answer some of your questions as well on how to apply if you're thinking of joining us in either the graduate certificate program or the master's program. This will kind of answer some of those questions, hopefully. So, at Royal Roads, we have two kind of methods of admission. We have standard admissions. We also have flexible admissions, which is one of my favorite kind of parts to talk about at Royal Roads. So, standard admissions for the MA program looks like the completion of a 4-year or comparable undergraduate degree from a recognized post-secondary institution, and also the evidence of having sufficient knowledge, skills, and abilities to complete a demanding academic course of study at a master's level. So that's our standard admissions criteria there. And for our flexible admissions, so if you don't have an undergraduate degree or you have part of an undergraduate degree, you'll see we have some criteria here on the screen. So if you do not have an undergraduate degree, but more than 3 years of post-secondary education or 90 credits, should have at least about 3 years of relevant work experience, preferably in a leadership capacity. If you have 2 to 3 years of relevant post-secondary education, you should have at least 5 years of relevant work experience in a leadership capacity. And then applicants with less than 2 years of relevant post-secondary education should have at least 10 years of high-level professional communication experience in a leadership capacity. And that's also assessed on a case-by-case basis as well. I see, Mackenzie, you have a question. Let me see if I can unmute you. I'll just go ahead. Give me 1 second. All right.
Hi there.
Hi, Mackenzie. Yeah, if you want to ask your question, go ahead.
So it wasn't a program specific question. However, I was curious as to the admissions process and just how my transcripts were going to be read.
Mm-hmm.
So I am enrolled in a Canadian university, out of province. However, I did do a year abroad, and those grades in that year show up on my transcript at my Canadian university as pass or fail. And I was just wondering because I know that there is a process that you guys even do for the how to convert them. So I was just wondering if that was going to be considered during the admissions process.
Yeah, that's a great question. Andrea, I made you a co-host. I don't know if you want to answer that.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I was responding to Kim's message, so I wasn't really listening. I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm enrolled in a Canadian university. However, I did go abroad for a year, so those grades show up on my transcript as pass or fail and are included in my overall grade point average. So I was just wondering if those grades would be considered if I do submit them as another transcript and get them converted through the process that you guys have.
Yeah, I would encourage you to submit the transcript regardless, because we do require all post-secondary transcripts. And even like if people have maybe more non-traditional transcripts like professional training or workplace orientation, just submit everything you have. The more you submit, the stronger your application will be. I'm not sure exactly how they treat pass fail on the admission side, but I can assure you that submitting it will help your application.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I add a comment here? Can
Ah,
see when because we had some students applied with transcript from multiple countries, and I do like you to put into your personal statement, give us the context of your previous education because we had a student attended a school in a country I'm not going to say, but the school system like kind of really it's a kind of a punishing system. Like they only give like a C or C plus to the best of the students, and so the transcript doesn't look so pleasant. But then our student also, when she applied, she also explained to us and also gives examples of her classmates and what's the basic situation over there, and that really helps, and that's part of the intercultural experience, right? And so, especially for those students attended school, not so. Equivalent or comparable to the Canadian system. Please, feel free to explain in your personal adjustment or a personal statement, or you can invite your previous teacher, write to us and explain how do they evaluate and how do they do in their transcript. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Just to add on to that then, should I go through the process of getting that year transcript converted to like the Canadian? Because I know that there's a fee that you could pay for Royal Roads to conduct that for you. So would that be necessary if I do establish kind of like a context in my personal statement?
Yeah, you would probably be required to do that to have the international credential evaluation done. But you can always apply first with what you have, submit that transcript, and then ask the admissions team if you should go through the other process. And then at that point, you can then say, oh, could Royal Roads do it? And then you would pay the extra fee. But it doesn't hurt to ask before you've paid that fee, just in case.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's great. Yeah. Great questions, everybody. Thanks so much.
Oh, and I will say, sorry,
Yeah.
anyone applying can submit unofficial copies of their transcript in the meantime while we wait for those official copies. If you
Mhm.
submit an unofficial transcript that you're not sure if you would be required to get an official version, if it's sort of, like I said before, something a little bit different from the norm in terms of post-secondary education, you can submit what you have and then communicate with the admissions team and just ask them if they need an official version or that kind of thing. Because then that can save you money too. If it's not required for you to order it, there's always a fee associated with ordering it. It doesn't hurt to ask first. If there's time. If the deadline's like if you're like really close to like the start of the program, I would just, take the time to just order the official transcript just in case, because these things do take some time. But if
Mhm.
you're applying with a lot of time in advance, you could take that step first.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Andrea. I appreciate that context. That's really helpful.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, awesome. Okay. Well, we will carry on here. You'll see how to apply. Speaking of transcripts, so you'll see with our application here at Rural Roads. So we do require an online application fee. If you are thinking of applying to the program, it's 139.43 Canadian. And then some supporting documents, as we just mentioned, the transcripts. Also detailed resume, if you have that, really going into details about your work experience, volunteering, kind of everything about you on that resume. It's very helpful for our admissions folks. Also, personal statements, and he was just mentioning that. So what that is, I always describe it as like cover letter. If you're applying to a job, kind of goes into detail about who you are, what is your work experience, what is your kind of life experience, any things from your application that you may wish to explain. That's a good place to do it. Really anything kind of about you, putting it in that personal statement. That was really one of my favorite parts of applying to my program at Royal Roads, was like taking that time and really kind of, sitting down with yourself and figuring out like, why do I want to do this program and what am I bringing to the program as well? And of course, all of these details are on our website, so don't feel the need to take notes. It's all listed at railroads.ca, more details on all of these steps. Two letters of reference as well, so either from your workplace or from previous school. So if you have those, professional and academic reference letters. And there's also some English language requirements if English is not your first language. I'll touch on that actually on the next slide, speaking of which. So English is the primary language of instruction and communication here at Rural Roads. So again, if your primary language is not English, there's a few ways that you can prove your kind of proficiency in English. So you can either hold a recognized credential from an English-speaking country. You can submit an official English language proficiency test score report, or we also have some programs at the Global Learning and Language Center here at Rural Roads. So full details on how to do that, again, are listed on our website if that applies to you. And then we also have some key dates. So for the MA program and the graduate certificate program, for the on-campus MA, the application deadline is coming up in March, so March 7th, 2026, and the date, as we mentioned earlier, start date's in September, so September 7th, 2026. For the graduate certificate, you have a little bit more time for the application deadline, June 7th, 2026, and then start date, again, September 7th, 2026. We always say, though, it's best to get your application in as soon as you can. We do assess them kind of on a rolling basis, so you don't have to wait for that deadline to be able to apply. You can do so now. I thought it was nice when I was applying to my program at Rural Roads to really get your application in as soon as you can, and then you kind of know and can plan accordingly. All right, and I'm just seeing the chat here. All right, yeah, perfect. Just making sure I didn't miss anything.
If I may, just
Yes,
about the personal statement, we
absolutely.
really love to read why you choose this program and why you think you are going to be an intercultural international communicator. What you bring to the cohort, as I said, it's a multicultural cohort, and we become a family because it's a cohort system. We start on day one, and everybody graduates together. It's a very close knit. We learn from each other. So it's really important for us to know how you see yourself as being part of this cohort, how you will contribute to it. We really value, we give constructive feedback to each other in the cohort. So, feel free to mention why you are a good communicator and how you will contribute and why this program. I think that's an important part. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, that's a really great point, Denise. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so some services that are available. Of course, we have our friends in financial aid and award services. So if you are looking for things like loans, bursaries, scholarships, we got student research scholarships, we have emergency funding, all sorts of things are on our website. Just nice little tab. It's nicely laid out. You can kind of filter based on what applies to you for those things, financial aid and award, or you can, of course, contact them as well if you have any questions about that. Our friends in enrollment services, thanks again to Andrea for being here, taking the time, answering questions. She's putting her helpful links as she does in the chat. That's always great. So they can be reached more generally at learn.more@ruralroads.ca, or I'll be sure to include that booking link as well, Andrea. In our follow-up as well. Or if you have any questions, you want to give them a call, you can give them a call at the local number, or there's a toll-free number for North America if you're in North America as well. And they're really great. They can help you narrow down those program options. They can answer any questions about your application, connect you with the program heads, with the students, alumni, anybody you want to talk to. Yeah, if you're still making that decision, really, really helpful resource. So I cannot recommend them highly enough, my dear friends in enrollment services. And with that, that's pretty much all I have today for you folks. I just want to give a big shout out, of course, to Denise and Zhenyi and Andrea for taking the time, for their wonderful co-hosting, and for all of that wonderful information on these programs. So if you are thinking of joining us, of course, we hope you are. We hope we will see you there. But Denise, Zhenyi, is there any last things you want to add or say before we log off today?
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. We hope we'll see you in an info session next time and in the program, of course. Take care.